And we are back. The Longhairs stands as a leading men's grooming brand and distinctive global community for men embracing long hair. Now, their mission is to instill confidence, redefine masculinity, and advocate for hair equality. And here now to tell us more is the co-founder of Longhairs, Chris Healy. And Chris, I need you to know I do a lot of segments. Somehow I don't think as a man with no hair that I might be able to contribute much, but I can do something in passing on the message. Good to have you.
Darren, you'd be a handsome man with long hair. But hey, what we always say is long hair lives in the heart. So you're with us.
Right here, baby. All right. Well, listen,
Yes.
let's get at it. I really want to talk a little bit about, your journey, because you're doing something where you're actually taking hair from people across the world, literally, and making a difference.
Absolutely. So the Great Cut is a world record charity hair donation where we will attempt to break the Guinness World Records title for the most hair donated to charity. It's 339 pounds, which is our current record, which we broke in 2019. We'll be doing a lot of that at the in-person event in San Diego, but a vast majority of that hair that's going to help us break the record is going to come from mail-in donations from all around the country and all around the world.
So you're going to get these donations, and they're coming across. And I mean, first of all, I just can't even, 339 pounds of hair, that's a lot of hair, that's humongous, and that's noteworthy because all of that hair is not just coming in just because, it's coming in for a greater cause. And I want you to share a little bit because as you gather this hair, children are actually on the other side of this donation.
Absolutely. So I'll just tell you about our charity partner, nonprofit organization, Children with Hair Loss. They're a fine organization. They provide wigs and real custom hair replacements to children and young adults with medical hair loss. Now, that could be cancer treatment, but it could be alopecia or burn victims or any kind of medical hair loss. And they provide those replacements 100% free to the children and their families. And since the year 2000, they've never turned a child away. And all the hair that is being donated, as well as all the proceeds raised, are benefiting children with hair loss.
And so you have these children out here, obviously the recipients of that. It starts with us giving up our hair on this side, but then on the other side, children being the recipients. As you do this year after year, the impact, we were just talking with our last guest about the impact of what that does. It might be a little hair on this side, but to somebody on the other side who's the recipient, it goes a long way.
Yeah, Children with Hair Loss helps between 600 and 700 children every single year. And if you put yourself in the shoes of a young child who's about to go to school and goes to brush her hair and starts having big clumps of hair coming out, it's not just scary, but it's uncertain, and it really has a tendency to hit on their confidence and really just disrupts their entire world. So if we can give something of ourselves that's going to help re-inspire that confidence and restore a sense of normalcy to that kid's life on a day-to-day basis while they're going through something that they're not quite sure they're going through, that's something that we're really happy to give of ourselves to accomplish.
Let's talk about how people could actually participate because as we're becoming more familiar with long hairs, now somebody says, I want to do this. What's the time frame? How do they get it to you?
So mail-in donations will be accepted up until the event, which is March 16th. You could go to our website, thegreatcut.us, which is where you can find information on mail-in donations. Depending on where you're mailing it from, it may need to leave sooner rather than later. We do need to receive the hair by March 15th. There's some other ways that you can participate from afar that are listed out on our website. Or you could just book a flight, come on out to sunny San Diego, get that vacation you've deserved all year long, and join us, and we can all cut our hair in person.
You know, San Diego sounds good, but got to go to work. All right, well, I'll make sure that we can definitely get the word out here in terms of getting people to connect. I think it's very much a cause that so many people are not familiar with, children out there. And I think you give a lot of context to that because we talk a lot about cancer, but there's so many other things that people possibly experience hair loss from that really need the assistance. For yourself, just the thought that you're impacting people's lives, what does that mean for you?
You make a good point. There are a lot of causes and a lot of troubles in the world, cancer and world hunger and clean water and who knows what else. And we can't solve every single one of them, but we can take one of them head on, and we are well positioned to donate our hair. I personally am going to be shaving my head. You can't quite see the bottom here, but I got about 28, 29 inches here. And there's some mixed feelings about it because hair is very personal to every person. It's very much part of my identity. I've been the long hair guy for over 10 years, and now I'm just going to be some guy. But I know that my hair is going to grow back, and that the difference it's going to make in the recipient's life is going to make it well worth it.
But Chris, let me ask you a question. I mean, I'm looking with envy right here, right? We were sitting here talking about this in the studios. We saw you right before. How long did it take you to grow that hair?
So when we broke the record in 2019, I cut my hair to about my shoulders, and it has since grown back to about to my waist. But I've been growing long hair since 2011 and intend to continue growing it as long as I am blessed for this to keep coming out.
So, when you cut your hair, what's it gonna look like? How close are you cutting here?
We're gonna look like brothers from another mother. And I'm taking it down to a 0 to the skull, all the way down. It's gonna be really quite a dramatic change in appearance, but that's kind of allows us to provide some of that shock. Like you said, this is not the most well-known cause, but that kind of visual shock of going from this kind of hair to a completely shaved head tends to, stop the scroll, if you will, and hopefully get some more people interested in hair donation.
Well, Chris, I'm gonna make you this deal. After you do it, right, we're gonna invite you back to the show, and then what I want to do is we want to talk about the impact of what happened, and then from a personal standpoint, I'm going to welcome you to the club, my brother. I'm going to welcome you to the club. So I wanted to let you know that. So come on back.
Hey, I'm happy I have a membership waiting for me. I'm going to be in the clubhouse pretty soon.
Yeah, but the only problem is you're going to be in the club and you're going to get out of the club. I'm going to be in the club and I'm going to stay in the club. So it's all right. Listen, Chris Healy, thanks so much for being with us, brother. Keep up the great work and you're blessing lives, and that's really important. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing.
Great to be on. Thanks for having me, Darren.
All righty. Listen, want to let you know if you want more information, please visit the website at thelonghairs.us. Also follow them on Instagram and Facebook at The Longhairs. You have an opportunity to actually give your hair for a good cause, as it really goes to help children who have lost their hair with medical hair loss. So we encourage you, don't go anywhere. We got more open coming up right after this.